Good morning, Patrick here again, live from Complete Health. And I wanted to go through one of probably the most difficult conversations you have to have with patients, and that is the reason for pain and actually why pain is sometimes a good thing. So a lot of the time when we think about pain, we just think that pain is a problem, which to most people it is a problem because it's inhibiting something in their life. And to be honest, pain is probably the most common thing that someone's going to walk through my door with. Now, what we have to understand about pain is it's not actually a bad thing. Pain is there for a specific reason. Now, if we did not feel pain, there is absolutely zero chance that we as a species would have survived thus far. And what we have to understand is pretty much every single animal on the planet can feel and interpret pain. And the way that we actually do this is through the way that our nerves interact with our tissues. Now, the definition of pain is an unpleasant sensation that is caused by tissue damage or potential tissue damage, which basically means is that you don't necessarily have to have any tissue damage to feel pain. And a couple of examples of this would be something like ME, MS, chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, and phantom limb. Now the thing is that the damage is physically not there, but our body can still feel it. Now, really the purpose of us feeling pain is to be able to be aware that something is going wrong. That's simple, that's it. Now, if something is going wrong and you start to feel pain, that's a good thing. Because if you did not feel pain, you will continue doing the thing that will continue to keep damaging the body. E.g., if you have a knee injury and you keep forcing weight through it, the likelihood is that injury is going to continue to get progressively worse. So if that pain wasn't there, it would be a problem. If you've damaged a nerve or you compress a nerve root and you don't decompress the nerve root, guess what? Feeling pain is a good thing because we know that we need to actually do something about it. Now, the bad thing about pain is if we don't do something about pain, then it will progress, or potentially, if we ignore it, the pain may go away, but the tissues may still continue to become irritated, and as a result, later down the line, that can cause a bigger issue. So e.g., the most common thing that I probably see with a lot of my patients, especially with the spine, is damage in the C5, which is the lowest part of the neck, or the lower part of the neck, and L5, which is the lowest part of the lumbar spine. And what we see with that is that the pain will be produced when the disc is torn. People will ignore that pain until it goes away, and that disc will start to degenerate. 6 months down the line, that disc will re-flare up again when it re-tears, and again, the process continues. Now, some of the conversations I have with patients, they're like, oh yeah, but it's fine because I've got a really high pain threshold. Now, if you've got a really high pain threshold, again, this is another complication, because if you're forcing your body to do more than what it should be doing before it feels pain, or you're pushing through that pain barrier and you're unsensitizing your brain, what you're actually allowing to occur is more damage to be done to those tissues than if you had a normal, what we consider a normal pain threshold. Because like I say, if you can hold a hot plate for too long, you will physically start causing damage to the cells in those areas. Do it enough times and for long enough, those tissues will start to become injured, strained, stressed. You do it for long enough, our body starts to degenerate, and that's where we start to actually have a huge impact. Thanks, Ellie. It's finally actually been resolved somewhat. So don't ignore it. A little bit like your check engine light on your car, the reason why that comes up is there is a physical problem that needs to be corrected. And if it is not a physical problem, then the psychological problems behind that, because again, like I say, we don't technically feel pain in the place of the problem. We feel pain in our brain. So this is the reason why we can still have pain without actually having any tissue damage. But address it, because if we ignore it, the likelihood is it's going to continue to progress. They're going to become bigger issues, and it's a little bit like a drip underneath the sink. If you get it early enough and get the plumber in, it's going to be fine. If you leave it for 6 months and it leaks down the back, the likelihood is it's going to start to rot the cupboards, rot the floors, the floorboards, etc. The pipes are likely to get more damaged, more leaky, and then over time, that creates a much bigger problem down the line. I much prefer working with the people in their 20s, 30s, and 40s as opposed to their 50s, 60s, and 70s. And the reality of that is that they're much more likely to respond, and they're much more likely to have a long-term beneficial effect by correcting things when they're younger. So guys, don't live in pain. Don't live in pain. And the thing is, if you've been living in pain for a long time, guess what? This is going to take a much longer time to actually manage, because again, the longer we're in that pain zone, the longer those tissues have been under stress, the longer the damage is going to occur, and as a result, we will have to take longer in order to actually correct that. Guys, take care. Laura, I saw that earlier on in the week. I don't think I have any time today, but get in touch with the clinic and we'll get that rescheduled for you, because it's much easier for me to schedule in the clinic. Guys, until next time, speak to you again soon. Patrick, don't live in pain. See someone about it. I don't care who you see about it, so long as you get it corrected. Take care.